IT Talks with me, Jay Wyatt, and my colleague Shane Howie in Australia, and I've got Scott Middlebrooks from the USA. Today,
I just took a room and now I'm breaking it.
Today we're going to discuss organizational readiness and what that actually means. So Microsoft Teams is completely different from any traditional kind of phone system. It incorporates collaboration with all forms of communication. So for me, I think it's really important to make sure that your organization is ready to adopt such a transformational solution that combines and replaces the way that people have worked previously. So Scott, what advice can you give any business looking to adopt Microsoft Teams in terms of preparation?
Yeah, Jay. So a lot of what you said in that opening paragraph, we need to really think about what was said there, and that this is a transformational journey. That Microsoft Teams is not a traditional phone system. First and foremost, keep that at the front of mind. Does it have phone system capabilities? Yes. Is it a legacy PBX? Is it something that you used 20 years ago? No, it is a modern communications and collaboration system. So first and foremost, embrace that you're on a transformational journey and that you need to embrace that culture of change from the top down. Identify your project stakeholders and have them advocating, embracing, and communicating that culture of change and organizational value with what this means, what Teams means within the organization, such that you can adopt a pull strategy for your users in embracing this technology.
Awesome, thank you. And Shane, do you agree with that, or do you want to sort of add anything?
Yeah, one of the things, I definitely agree with it. One of the things I've been doing a lot is the more of these workshops and getting the key stakeholders involved and starting and looking at Teams as a service and working out as like the personas and all the business requirements as opposed to just the technical. Obviously, we get into technical, and the technical is where people like ourselves shine because we love technical. But from a BDM, business development management, change control perspective, there's some very important decisions that need to be made at the start. And also, obviously, too, as you start talking through those decisions, they then have technical ramifications. Things like naming policies and all that type of cool stuff.
Is it cool stuff? Scott, I'm sure he said to Shane before we got on this call that it wasn't going to be anything technical, was it? We were going to talk about organizational readiness, and he can't help himself. He just drifts into tech speak.
Well, and I think that highlights, all of the strengths that we have as a team of AudioCodes consultants. Shane is extremely strong from a technical perspective and has a very, very long history with doing the technical bits. I've kind of leaned toward and embraced the business consulting, the organizational change management and user adoption and training aspects of it. So we all kind of have our strengths and weaknesses that we lean into.
Yeah, of course. And to expand about what you've just said, Shane, about the stakeholder workshops. So clearly, as part of the stakeholder engagement, it helps to define and understand the different types of users within an organization and how they communicate, and whether they're using shadow IT as an example. Do either of you feel that defining user personas is actually beneficial, and why is it beneficial?
I would say it's not just beneficial, it's critical.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd second that definitely. Just from purely planning perspective, and I'm not trying to get technical, but there's a lot of technical reasons.
Get to the technical.
Yeah, and there are technical reasons. You start looking at the firewalls and then once you're starting to look at things like bandwidth and all that type of stuff.
Okay.
That all comes back from those early decisions, and those personas are critical.
Okay, awesome. So, I feel that deploying Microsoft Teams isn't something that you can do prescriptively without engaging with your employees, and conducting, stakeholder workshops is a very valuable process which allows department leads, managers to say how they work, how they communicate, and also makes them feel part of the process. And I think that's probably one of the key things that I've done when I've done the stakeholder workshops. It makes them, they are actually having their voice is being heard. Okay, we're listening to what they're struggling with the current system and how we can obviously change that going forward. I also feel that champion building is also a very valuable process, and I don't know if either of you kind of experience working with champions, but I think it will naturally gives a team of people outside of the IT department to trial new features, and also then to be able to articulate that with their colleagues. Have either of you done sort of champion building?
Absolutely. Yeah, that again goes to that pull methodology versus a push methodology, where if I look around and I see my peers in department or inter-department who are maybe the champions, the early adopters who are getting this new thing, I look at it and say, wow, that's really helping that person do their job better, be more efficient, be more productive. Or maybe I'm kind of a gadget guy or girl, and hey, that's cool. I want that. As Shane was saying, that's the cool thing. I want the cool thing. That's part of what champions do, is to kind of be those early adopters, be those advocates, but also help you from an adoption standpoint and training aspect, because they've been in on the early cusp.
Brilliant. Okay, so guys, we're going to kind of wrap this up here. So have you got any other advice you want to give our viewers around organizational readiness?
One word: planning.
One word: planning. Okay, planning, discovery and planning.
Yeah.
Okay, so
2 words.
Guys, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Do look out for our next video where we'll look at legacy integrations and network readiness. Once again, thank you.